This show is brought to you by Directory.com, the safest way to hire a contractor.
And we are back. Keep drinking coffees here and keep sharing spicy stories of DIYs went wrong. Sam has next story about an engineer who found the worst home he've ever seen. Older story, but what's the details?
Yeah, so back in the 80s, Larry Thompson bought land near Kavanaugh, Washington, Lake Kavanaugh, Washington. He moved an old 1930s home onto the property and put it on top of a new first floor he built himself without permits. In 1994, Greg and Elaine Sloan agreed to buy the house for $125,000. They did a quick walkthrough, no inspection. The deal was as is. They did not know that Thompson was actually the builder of the property. Once the Sloans moved in, things started going wrong. The roof leaked, decking was rotted, toilets didn't flush, and the water made them sick. After an earthquake in 2000, the house started to pull apart. When Greg opened up the walls, he discovered a disaster. Structural engineers said the foundation and framing were done by, quote unquote, someone who really didn't know anything about construction. Not a compliment. The second one, another expert came out and called it the worst thing I've ever seen and dangerous to walk around. They found more issues. The pipes were running uphill, the wrong direction. Wires were unsafe and hidden behind walls. The septic system had no permit and didn't work, and rotting throughout the framing of the house. Thompson admitted that he knew it wasn't up to code, but claimed he didn't think it was that bad. The first judge blamed the Sloans, said they should have checked things out better. Luckily, they went up to the Court of Appeals, who reversed it. They said that Thompson knew what he was doing was wrong and hid it, and the Sloans couldn't have known the framing was dangerous without tearing the walls down. The as-is contract did not protect Thompson. The court also made Thompson dig a new well since the water system turned out to be just a runoff and not drinkable. The only win for Thompson, the court said this was a private sale, not a business deal, so the Consumer Protection Act didn't apply. I don't know if that's a huge win for him. They could still come after him, but just not his business, I guess.
I have so many questions here. So question number one, like as is, right? Like if you buy as is, the same thing, like why there's no inspections? Because that's the whole point of inspection. Like any inspector should, I mean, I get the framing part, you can't really tell, but there's still a lot of areas in a house where you can easily see the framing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially, and he built, so he bought a land in 80s, right? Like he moved the old, how did he move the house onto the property on top of the first, like I have so many questions. Like I have so many they used to, have you seen like New York footage when they were like moving like giant buildings, just relocating with like electrical and plumbing and everything? Insanity. Absolutely insanity. But this is an interesting story, not because of the story itself, but the outcome and the system. Like it's the second story today that the first court threw it away, and the Court of Appeals say, no, we got you. Adam, what do you have?
Well, so the whole concept of the as is means that you can't, like, known defects can be committing fraud. But the interesting thing is that Thompson's not listed anywhere as a contractor. So then you get down to like the minutia of splitting hairs over known and qualified or ought to have known, right? Because it sounds like a guy who just bought some property and did some things. But if you're going to move a house on top, like move a house on top of it, you're going to have to hire some people. So there was some contractors involved. There's no mention of like I don't think he swung the hammer and nail for every single modification that was made. But
Well,
then
you'll be
you know,
surprised.
I mean, for sure, right? I mean, this could be a YouTube thing, but I found out how many code violations there was. There's 54 code violations, and in Skagit County, where this is, once the known code violations are there, you can receive, after a 15-day grace period, you can get $500 a day fines. So, I mean, I just don't understand. Like, you really wish you could get a camera in these courtrooms to hear like the human story. Like, yeah, so I bought this land and then I bought this like 50-year-old house, moved it, plopped it on top of a foundation, like did some stuff that I watched on Home and Garden TV, and I figured, yeah, like I mean, this is good. And then these other people walked through and like, what is their story for like it? Like, because they're claiming it's a business thing, and actually, there's a part in the story where he they didn't have a well, right? And a well costs between 5 and 10K to drill, and because there was like a private payment on this, he just gave them a $3,000 credit. But then in the end, he ended up being forced by the court to pay for the well anyway. So like the whole thing is just this two people or two parties just like kind of making all these deals on the back of a napkin. Like I'm just surprised that there's real estate transactions that are conducted this way to save the 5K on the home inspection and that 1 or 2% that you're going to pay a realtor. Like both of them had it coming, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you feel, Sam, do you feel like it was a buyer's remorse situation? Like they bought the property and it's like, oh, we hate it now.
I think there was
yeah,
issues
earthquake.
beyond
I
that.
mean, I
Yeah.
thought this-
I don't think it was they didn't like the color of the walls anymore. I think they plumbing running uphill does not work. I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty confident.
Didn't it last like 10 years or something? I'm just
Well, they
trying
bought it in the 80s.
Yes.
I don't know if it says here. Yeah, the earthquake was in 2000, which brought a lot of the issues, about.
Yeah, so he sold it in 1994.
94 for 125K. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
94,
like-
yep.
Yeah, he
So
bought it.
he had it for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
he had it for a while, and that's what I don't understand. Okay, roof leaked, the deck was rotten, toilets didn't flush. I mean, my toilets sometimes don't flush because I have 5 kids, and that's like ongoing battle. But I'm not suing the builders.
Well, this is something that I don't know if this exists in Washington, but for Minnesota, for example, if you're buying a property, even if it's your primary dwelling, and you plan on fixing it up in looking for proceeds, right, for profit, you're still required to have a general contractor license. Even if it's your primary dwelling, any work you do, if you're doing it purely to flip the property, you need to have a license.
But what about if you're just a homeowner and you don't have to have license to make it? Well, I guess, yeah.
If you're doing it for
But
the
how-
goal is to
but
sell
how
it.
do you prove that I was not gonna live there?
Well, that's a good question, right? But you can
It's a
say,
gray
"Oh, I
area.
fixed it up because I was going to stay here and I changed my mind," right? But I think it'd be more of a repeat thing, right? If you did it 3-4 times in a row, and then an issue like this came about, they'd be able to show, "Hey, you should have been licensed." But if someone has a license, what do? You take the license away. If this guy never had a license, what's the punishment?
But he's also not a builder for hire or for like, right? So he's not. He bought it for himself. He probably hated the house too. He's like, it's like it reminds me like of a very old car sale.
Mhm.
Like you have enough with the car, or like boats. People buy boats, go on the boats
good
like
example.
2-3 trips, and they're like, oh, we hate it. Or RVs actually very similar too.
Mhm.
People buy RV and then after, like, RVs are the worst because I have RV right here and we have 2 claims first year and this brand new RV. Thank you, Marcus Lemonis. But no, it's brand new RV. I love it. Everything is good. But then we get a leak. The toilet does not work. I'm the guy. I'm actually the guy. Like toilet leak. Like I cannot figure out my water pump. Bring it in. They fixed it. Next trip, like literally the same. And they give you 1 year warranty. How many trips you gonna have in 1 year? One time, and you go on the second trip next year, you're out of warranty. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
It's not our fault.
That's fair. My question for you guys is,
I
how
love
should
to
they have
see-
how should they have punished this guy? What should they have done different?
Nothing. He found a sucker who will buy it, and then you bought it. Like if you sell used car, like let's say you have like $1,000 Oldsmobile that's like 30 years old, right? Like you sell it. What are you gonna do? Come back like, no, the AC does not work. It worked like, like
It's true.
like as is. Like for me, what I don't understand is how do you make a person accountable when he sold it as is? It's not like he promised them that everything's perfect. Like I'm selling you as is. Like
Just that alone is like kind of saying that you're buyer beware, which is why you should, especially after an earthquake. It took 2 years to sue them after 2000 to 2002, after the earthquake to sue them.
That's actually a very interesting turn here, right? After an earthquake, the house started to pull apart. Yeah, like after the earthquake, like they call it like what's acts of God.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Correct.
shouldn't it be insurance claim?
It could be an insurance claim, right? Like installation error.
Let's get the adjuster on that one.
Yeah, public adjuster in the studio.
I would take this on as a claim for sure, and the homeowners policy would have owed. I'm certain, but it's one of those like, yeah, you can blame the homeowner, but when you're hiding damages intentionally, which is what the Court of Appeals found, they're like, hey, you did wrong, you knew it, and you hid it. No different than the forgery document in the last story. It's like if you're doing something wrong and you try to hide it, and you knew you were in the wrong, it doesn't matter if you find a sucker to buy it. That's fraud, right? And that's what I'm getting. There should have been more of a punishment.
Like, I mean, imagine this. I mean, we're building house, right? Imagine taking the house and moving it to the property. It's not like he's even built it. He dragged the house and installed it. Like you've seen those houses moving on the highways, like on the semi trucks.
Well, and in the appeals, to be fair, in the Washington Supreme Court did say that like there is no evidence of fraud or concealment, and that while the defects of the house clearly meet the standard, the proof is not there to establish a knowing misrepresentation of material fact made with the intent to induce the purchase on which the purchaser reasonably relied. So,
Listen,
like he did, in the end, he did get away from the fraud. Right?
Interesting.
But it's like, again, because he's not. He admitted, and actually I did find here, he admitted to doing all of the construction himself without permits and without consulting the code, so he cannot claim ignorance. So literally, if you just like grab some 2x4s from Home Depot and build something, you can kind of like, well, I didn't look at the code and I did all the work myself, so there was no way for me to have known because it's almost like willful negligence.
Next
It's
time
like,
I get pulled over, I'll let him know I just didn't look at the stop sign or at the speed limit, so it's fine.
listen, I still think he's a good guy. We all know this type. My dad is like that, like they work hard, they do what they can, they always, like my dad got pulled over with the overweight. He was hauling cars and got like giant ticket because they loaded him Teslas and it was overweight and he knew it. He got a giant. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. No, like you're sorry that you got caught, right? Like they're just trying, like, I'll be fine, right? But the thing is, I think the guy is honest. He've tried, it's that generation. They will make anything work.
It's true.
And then later they'll try to sell it, move to the next thing. So I think he's tried the best he can to make it work. It worked for him for a while. Then he sold it as is and they came after him. So I'm siding with the guy because he's just like my dad and just that generation.
It says in here too that they knew about the water damage. They just didn't know the extent of the water damage.
And they have an earthquake in between, and the house was pulling apart. I mean, come on, give the guy a break. I think the house even survived the earthquake.
That's true.
So
how bad could it have been?
Yes. So you are fine. When we come back after the break, we have one more spicy story for you. Why should you never do DIY electrical work? Don't go anywhere.